want Twitch to message level. I want them to say, guys, you can no longer use that channel anymore because your share button is broken. It's shattered. It doesn't work anymore. It broke our system. Make sure we share it to anybody and everybody out there. Get it out there on Twitter. Get it out there on Facebook, because this is some epic matches that are coming down, and they need to be showcased here. We don't get to see this very often, and this is definitely one that needs to be shown. So we are going to be seeing right now Retribution over here on the Russian side. So let's go ahead and swap these around. And honestly, who's your favorite to start out with here, Fatso?
Oh man, I've got absolutely no idea, Brett. You know, Caster's Curse is something that lives very well with me. Every time I've ever predicted a favorite, it's gone against them, and I do really like all the guys that are playing here. But I do see that NSD have got 2 C4 buggies, and I would prefer them to win the initial engagement. They have got the shoddy alpha flag where one of the C4 buggies is going to stand, and we see the 2-tank, the traditional 2-tank push onto Charlie flag. I've seen that practically every game that I've cast, and it looks like NSD have got a C4 buggy getting through on top of the roof of Bravo flag.
Nuclear there just got a roadkill. I am sorry there, guys. Oh my god. Nuclear just jumped over that and said, sit down! Oh my god. Now he's going to be coming in on the backfield here, see if he can get a C4 of his own. My god, I love this man here on Rogue Transmission. He is the star of the show. And he's going to be coming in. The tank spots him out at the last second, and he's not able to get it. That was really good communication going back and forth there from eLement in order to stop that. But now Wimmis is going to have a chance of his own to grab a tank. He spots him in his sight, and he's looking for it. He wants it, but the other tank is going to be right behind him, and I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He doesn't. He gets taken down, and that right there is 2 failed C4Gs. No, a third one is now going to be coming in as, oh my god, Factors here actually dies before he can, and I just, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Just wow. But we did see that Charlie flag going over into the favor here of Retribution. They did get the potential chopper here. It did get taken down. Now Joke is going to be coming around the backside to try and cause a little bit of issues here. But the problem is that he's a 2 tanks against 1. There's not a whole lot that he can do in that situation.
Yeah, Brett, and fanboy of Nuclear, better keep an eye on him because he's going for the 3rd, and he does miss that initial, that other C4 buggy. But just that's why I like Rogue Transmission. It's a big open map. 4 flags may tend to be, you know, conducive to more slowdown play. But wow, those C4 buggies off the start really get the adrenaline pumping. And at this point in time, fairly stock standard stuff from both teams. 2 flags each. But the tanks are just going to sit up on Charlie flag. I would fancy to see an elemental C4 buggy into Charlie and getting 2 tanks. I mean, you know, as a viewer, that's what we want to see, right? And it's good work so far by both teams just to maintain and defend. You'll see Delta will get left alone. It's normally a flag that just kind of does get neglected. But potential for a sneaky buggy to ramp onto the roof. There we see Nuclear getting in the kill feed, another C4 kill. Brett, I don't know if he's listening to you or he's loving the pressure that you're putting on him, but Nuclear is just pulling out all the stops and just rocking and rolling in this round.
He's definitely trying to. It looks like that Alpha flag, though, is going to get saved over. At the same time, we have a 3-man push coming in over here onto Alpha. Euphoria, he does have a repper in him, but he's going to be in that tank, that slow-moving tank, going back and forth. He's going to try and clean this out, but he has already popped his APS, which means that he should be taking some damage. Nice shot there. Going to be able to take down Wimma. That is going to be a plus in their department. And it looks like they are going to be able to clean that out onto Bravo flag as eLement really holding strong there onto B, and this is still going to be a back and forth game. This is one of the reasons why this map is so long, is because it is a 2-2 flag setup, which means that nobody's winning a bleed here. Nobody. It's coming down to strictly attrition. Now, we do have a C4G potentially here from Batgat that could come in here. Euphoria, though, getting very aggressive with this tank. This is interesting play coming in here for Euphoria. Look at the way he's pushing up here. He's at 48 health right now. He's going to start getting disabled if he's not careful. And he is not going to be able really to do anything. In the back from Wimmas will be able to take him down. There's that straw as he gets taken down from the tank getting pushed. And that is a good play there from Burner. But at the same time, Burner may have just left his flag a little bit too exposed. And now we are going to be seeing C flag getting capped.
My gosh, Brett, while you were talking about that, we saw Bakrat, or Bakis as we like to call him, getting a C4 buggy, and that was a little bit of a mispositioned tank, and look what's happening on Charlie now. Only one tank remains to each team and infantry, and it's going to be a hot shot battle at Charlie flag. That chopper has just respawned. I'd fancy to see a tank take it down. Both tanks now down. So it's all an infantry affair on Charlie flag, and that's what we wanted to see. Ooh, so close. Does Antrix narrowly dodges and gets away with the chopper. And now will be a pain, will Antrix with that chopper. Remember guys, no TV guided missiles, but them cannons on that helo can still do damage. That Z1011's, machine guns, he's got a gunner with him, and even if he didn't, he could solo it.
Oh my gosh, taken down by the straw. Yeah, that was Quam right there. With a nice shot there with that straw. But as that was happening, take a look at the amount of flags that the team for Retribution has. It's only down to Charlie. They're just now getting their alpha flag back. And one of the things that we mentioned before is that this map is won by just taking little bitty chunks of that lead away. It's just little by little. Oh, nice play there from eLement, as they will be able to take down ProKill. Saw him there in that little bitty bit of a crack, and Fractor also going down. So this is definitely not looking good. They were wiped out completely onto alpha flag. And if they hold this for another 30 seconds to 45 seconds, that lead could potentially be so big that we're going to be seeing Retribution losing out by a huge number.
Yeah, 3 flag bleed is a very ugly thing and a very difficult position to be in. And here from the gimme comes the C4 or the non-C4 buggy of Vimas, just normal C4 or normal buggy that try to get through. Here comes the tank onto Alpha. So NSD now will have to claw their way out of the 3 flag bleed. 3 flag bleed is nasty, guys. The tickets just sprint away. Every time you look at the scoreboard, it seems like it's leapt another large margin, and that's why there's pressure now on alpha flag. So NSD need to get away from this. They were in a similar position though, Brett, on Siege of Shanghai, and managed to come back, but I wouldn't rely on that on Rogue Transmission. Rogue Transmission is an unpredictable beast. Well, a beautiful beast, but an unpredictable
The reason why they were able to come back on Siege of Shanghai is because all you have to do is just cap one flag, and all of a sudden you have the bleed in your favor. It's not the case here, and that was another fail there from, I don't know who that was actually. I didn't catch the name, but they were not able to get that C4 Jeep there onto that Charlie flag. So it will be going back into the favor here of eLement right now. And that means that they will have potentially getting that chopper. But Alpha and Delta both going over here for Retribution. We do have Sodi getting taken down out in the open. Factor is going to be back here onto Alpha to see if he can't hold on to this flag. But right now, it's not looking too good. I mean, 161 to 218. That's a 50-ticket lead in favor. And oh my God, Nuclear just went flying up into the air there from that tank. And I have to say this. eLement has done an amazing job of preventing a lot of these C4 Jeeps and basically just controlling the flow of the map. They saw a heavy push onto Charlie. They said, okay, you want to push heavy on C? That's fine. We'll go ahead and we'll just push every single other flag that you guys aren't focusing on. And they were able to get a huge chunk out of it. Now what they have to be careful with here is to not overextend themselves. We are going to be seeing Nuclear and Burner both pushing back up, and Nuclear does get taken down there onto that C flag to try and get that burn back in their favor, but it's going to be a very difficult road ahead of them to do so. We're just not seeing a whole lot of control coming out for Retribution in this map right now.
Yeah, it's been tough. They have won the tank engagement on Charlie flag, so they'll hopefully want to grab that flag back. And it has been difficult, guys. 60 tickets now, the deficit between the two. At least the flags now are back even Stevens. And I don't know, man. 60 tickets is a lot to go away in that kind of passage of play. So NSD now will maybe be looking at doing something a little bit more untraditional, and also trying to hopefully force a 3 or even 4 flag cap out. They want the big advantage going into round 2 of Rogue Transmission. And here comes eLement's tank onto Charlie flag. So eLement, just great defense, Brett. I mean, Charlie flag has gone in favor of NSD, but the tank's gone. And that gives the opportunity for Joker to push in with the tank of eLement. Now the defense, lock in and neutralize on Charlie, but Bravo flag also at the same time. Look at that two-pronged attack on 2 flags at the same time. It looks like they are going to get both. I don't want to speak too soon because Joker is in trouble on Charlie flag. His tank is alone. Narrow C4 escape. Tank hitting him from behind at long range. Joker is bleeding. 17 health on the tank. Will they survive the engagement? Tank goes down. Oh my gosh, NSD. Well, oh, geez, like Brett, I hope you're watching that and I wasn't talking to the air, because NSD have done incredible work on Charlie Flag, snuffing out a tank, troops, and surviving tooth and nail. Oh my gosh, turn around on Charlie Flag by NSD. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was a hilarious situation that happened right there. We had a C4 Jeep that was coming around to Alpha Flag. They did end up getting the kill there onto the C4 Jeep, but the Jeep just went ahead and ran the guy over. So it's like a win, but a fail at the same time. Alpha Flag now going to be getting flashed right now. We only have 2 players to try and answer this. We do have a tank, though. This is going to be pro kill. We're going to try and come back and deal with this. They do have that 3 flag for just a few moments, but 137 to 94. That's still a very, very big lead. Not something that you want to be going into round number 2 with. Mango is going to be able to get several rockets on top of Pro Kill right now. He's going to be able to take down a second repper there on top of that tank. So nice job. And I think they are going to be able to burn down that Alpha Flag once again. Delta did return into the favor here of eLement right now. And eLement is actually kind of losing a little bit of their positioning. Look at this. We have over here on Bravo, it's going to be getting flashed down. Alpha Flag will definitely be going into the favor here of Retribution, and with them having this chopper up into the air, he can pin down the armor fairly well. The only thing that he has to watch out for is to not get low enough to where we see a lot of tank shots going to be able to take him down, or SRAS. He's got to be able to stay very mobile and move around.
Yeah, that was a big moment. They've also got the chopper in their favor, do Retribution. We see Factor just keeping it up there, rotating slowly but surely. They nearly took Bravo Flag too, did NSD, and they nearly had the 3 flag, advantage. That would have been something crazy. And it looks now like, look at the margin, Brett, going back down towards NSD's favor. 62 tickets in it, and they're gonna love watching that happen. And as I mentioned, they're 2 flags each, so no more bleed. And now forcing both teams to maybe think a little bit outside the box. We have NSD's 2 tanks. Will they be pushing down into Bravo Flag? I think they might.
Well, right now we do have, it looks like eLement trying to hold on over here in the Delta. There was a spawn bomb coming in. They are losing the burn. We do have 3 players now here on top of that Delta flag. Now, the fact that they have the advantage on the air means that they don't have to worry about getting shot off of this building. Joke is going to be looking for him right now. He did stop the gray out. That's a huge deal right there, guys. He was able to stop the gray. Well, now he didn't, as the gray is going back into the favor of Retribution at the moment, as they do have 3 players on top of that flag. If we take a look over here on the B flag, they are going to be leaving that, trying to go up to that Charlie side of the map. But yeah, right now they did kind of get out of it a little bit. I mean, not too much. I mean, it's still 60 tickets. That's a huge deficit right there on this particular map. Now, the one advantage that NSD could potentially have is the fact that they did have that air asset. Now, it does look like it was taken down, or they did end up just getting rid of it, whichever one it may be. You know, that they don't have to worry about the air now. Euphoria is going to be back up. He is now over here by the Charlie cap. He spots one tank going to be pressuring him very, very hard. And he does get a couple of shots coming into him. Nice play popping his APS. Going to be able to get back below that mountain. And, oh, but the tanks have to be careful. Pro Kill and Burner both leaving Charlie flag. And as soon as they do, it's getting capped back over, as well as that Delta flag starting to switch back over here into the favor of eLement.
Yeah, good work there by NSD though for a moment. They did have 3 flags. They had a little bit of a bleed go there in their favor. Tickets brought down to within 40 of one another now, Brett. And that's very important to note, guys. It's not about the kills, it's not about the C4 buggies that wins games. Makes it more exciting, but it is about the tickets. And NSD will be happy to watch it go down. And at this point in time, guys, eLement do not have a single flag. They do not have 1 flag, and that is bad for a second there, getting down to just in time while pushing down the tanks towards Bravo. This is something that I didn't think we'd see, but I'm glad I kind of said NSD need to do it. They've gotten the swing around. They've got 3 flags locked in. The tank at Alpha might have a hard time, but watch those tickets bleed closer and closer to one another. Great stuff from NSD Retribution.
Absolutely. One more rocket, though, will be able to take down this tank from eLement, and Nuclear is going to be coming in here with that C4. Misses completely with the C4. In fact, scared the crap out of eLement so bad that he actually jumped out of his tank just to make sure. But hey, look at there, Joke goes down anyways, as Moo just playing very, very smart. As the tank drives by, he was going to be able to take him down, and they did. It looks like they're going to be able to hold off over here onto Alpha as well. ProKiller having a little bit of trouble trying to get this infantry down, but they should be fine. But did they clean out over here onto Bravo? They did. They did get completely wiped over there onto B flag. So A is really going to be where the fight's going to be shaping up here. We do see it grayed out completely, 104 to 123. All of a sudden, it is now about a 20-ticket game. That 60 tickets, non-existent. But what's really going to be coming down here is, can Retribution stop the onslaught coming after him? Right now, we see a little bit more of a push that could potentially happen over here on C flag. Retribution is all over on that Alpha site. They could get pushed completely off of C flag. It is definitely possible, so they have to be careful to rotate to the correct spots. Then again, they also are going to be going in very heavily here to Bravo, so they could potentially be overwhelming eLement on the B flag. They're going to be sitting up on top of that dish. We have one infantry going to be left back up to try and deal with this. Oh, gets hit with the small. That's a little bit embarrassing there. And Mango will be the last player to stay alive here on that B site. He's going to try and keep it at least slowly grayed out.
Top of the dish, Buckies. Top of the dish, Buckies with a C4 buggy, baby. You'll be happy about that. Well, Buckies for eLement. Sorry, I thought I'd quickly catch you there. We haven't seen enough C4 buggies because there's no such thing as enough C4 buggies.
Absolutely, and we did
something
get that.
We love watching.
Yeah, we did get that. That's going to be a huge help there onto that B site. At the same time, they did lose out on Charlie, so this could potentially be another 3-cap coming in favor here of eLement, and at a time that Retribution does not need this to happen.
Yeah, it looked like they did have a 3 flag in their advantage for a few good seconds. Chopper getting taken down there. They had the 3 flag and they brought those tickets down, guys. Remember, they were like 60, 70 tickets away. They are only now, 20 tickets, or even less actually than 20 tickets, but it's 17 tickets, the difference between the two teams. That is brilliant work by NSD. They'll be happy about that. And as you say, eLement getting the advantage is 3 flags in favor of NSD. NSD have played completely out of their skins this round. I'm so impressed with them. I tip my hats. They have come back and just shown eLement that they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. I will hope that those tickets will almost be even, and from there they'll lock it in and get their picks. It's good work by Retribution so far. They need to remain on point though, because eLement are a team that have always come back from behind.
Absolutely, and eLement actually had a suicide there. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought he was the. My bad. That was a dead spawn. But anyways, we are going to be seeing one of the tanks going down on that Delta flag. They are going to be winning out on this burn. C flag is still going to be getting contested, and it looks like Retribution will be coming out on top in this exchange. ProKill doesn't even have to get that shot in. Euphoria will be back up as well. Using that M16 here, I believe he is going to be a Inji kit. He has no smalls. He is not really going to be able to do much here. He's only 12 health, and ProKill, I think, is still up, but he gets the spawn off just in time, and that is going to be a huge win as Nuclear also goes down. Saudi now has to push back up, hold on to this C flag. At the same time, we do have a push coming in onto B, and it does look like, yes, they are going to be able to hold on here. They are up on top of the radar dish, and they are winning out on that burn. C flag looking pretty darn good, but now we have a one-on-one tank fight that's going to be shaping up. The second tank will be coming back in for the... Oh, look at the back rage coming in with the infantry. Oh my god, there is no way that Retribution's tank is going to survive this. Goes down almost immediately. And that is a very good push from that Bravo flag with those infantry players. But now look at the score right there, 81 to 93. It is now a 10-ticket game currently in favor of eLement, but not by much, and they are being threatened here. Oh, get that C4, and he gets it! Beautiful job there by Mew, as he will be able to take down another tank. I think there's only the second tank that he's actually taken down, but hey, every single one is going to help. There's that helicopter. It's going to be back up into the air. A failed shot to try and take it down, and in fact, ProKill gets killed in his tank. I think that was a very bad move to make right there. He threw away basically an armor piece that he didn't have to. And 77 to 88, D flag is now going to be flashing. We do have 2 players back up. And at this particular moment, man, what do we need to be seeing from eLement to try and close this out? They were looking very strong at the beginning of the game, but now not so much.
I don't know, they are definitely probably a little bit rattled. And, you know, for NSD to come back from that kind of a deficit slowly but surely, like we saw them do in Shanghai, eLement are going to have to maybe just, they don't have time, but they're going to need to take 5 and just execute rotations better, get the bleed, revive, save tickets, because every ticket that they bleed is narrowing the score closer and closer. But it's also not that bad a thing to lose around if it's by minimal amounts of tickets. When I say minimal, I mean within 30. I think this one's going to go in within 30. As you see, a great shot by Prokill on the chopper going down. But Brett, I don't know what they're going to need to do. They are trying a lot of things, but it just seems Retribution are keeping the upper hand. They're moving on to flags, they're defending, they're working as a team, and it looks like a lot of action is happening on both sides, but, you know, tickets are in favor of eLement, while NSD
it's really going to be shaping up here on this Delta flag. We did have a lot of infantry over here for Retribution. Now it's only going to be 2, as we are going to be seeing that shift coming on to that Charlie flag. Joke is going to be back up to try and get this D-burn back into their favor. So not a whole lot of infantry going to be throwing those rockets over there. I think that they are engineer classes. They're just not in a position to really do anything. And now it's only going to be 1 player left back up. But look at the back rage now going to be coming in here. This is going to be a back guy right now. And he's going to be able to get the C4 on the tank. And that right there is huge. That leaves Charlie flag relatively wide open. Fortunately, though, we are going to be seeing Prokill getting back up onto that Charlie flag. Should be able to capitalize on this burn. Let's take a look over here onto Bravo's site, as it is looking pretty much back and forth. They're up on top of the radar dish, and not able to find that tank just quite yet. Nuclear is going to be over here with his C4G. He's kind of driving around, just chillaxing a little bit. He's going to be burning onto that Delta flag. And I like these rotations here from Retribution. I like them hitting all of these back flags, because what it does is it does force the team to have to go back and take care of it. And they don't really know how many players they need to send back. Do I need to send back 1? Do I need to send back 2? Do I be safe and just send 3 and try and deal with it real quick? They don't really know. And when it's this close, right now, it's literally a 10-ticket game. And it's been a stalemate for quite some time. Every little ticket, every little moment counts. And that is going to be 1 dead tank here in just a few seconds. If Bagat can do it, and he can't. He misses, and he's trying to recover on it, and it's not going to happen. He has to back out there. He did get some C4 down. Oh, my God! Wow.
What?
Wow. eLement right there threw C4 down onto the ground, and the tank was just way too aggressive there, and it allowed him to take him out. And now it's going to be 1 infantry to try and hold on to that Charlie flag. We do have some reinforcements coming in, but with the tanks now going to be back up, no armor to speak of for Retribution to try and hold on to that C flag. And this is going to be a critical moment here. This is a time when actually we could be seeing that bleed go even further into the favor here of eLement. Euphoria is going to be pushing up here with the armor pieces on the backside of that Charlie flag. He is going to be able to spot out a couple of these players, and they are winning that burn right now. Do we have any kind of a shift over on another map? We do. We have B flag getting contested at the moment, and Factor will come out on top in that exchange, which means that they should be able to get the gray out. At the very least, the gray out. Mango is going to be shifting back down to try and deal with it. Wimmis is also going to be spawning back in. He gets a really good position here for a back rage, as honestly, he just needs to be playing fairly patiently here. But, I mean, it is extremely close right now. This is a nail-biter game.
Brett, what happened there? Sorry, the NSD dropped a player. I don't know how long that player was gone for. So for a long time, NSD, they were actually playing with 7 players. I see it is Burner that has just rejoined the fray. And that would have been maybe not what they needed at that point in time, because they were getting closer and closer. And it looks like now it is just kind of edging away from them. And even though I have just mentioned that, NSD still have the upper hand. Look at Charlie. Charlie is like, that tank is in hell at the moment. Getting hit from about 5 RPGs and tank slugs. So good work by NSD there, but like I mentioned, that 1 player down might be the difference for them on this round. Meanwhile, on Delta flag,
they do have him back in the match, so it's not going to be too much of an issue now. Bravo flag will be going back into their possession. What they really need to do is start getting some dead spawns. Get that tank shot on the chopper. He misses. Euphoria are going to have to back up. that chopper is going to be able to cause a massive amount of damage there, and we do see some drops coming into that Delta flag, as it is now going back to the favor here heavily of Retribution. And there you go. Can he do it? He's going to be able to get it disabled, and one more rocket should take it down, and there it is. Armor is gone, which means that Delta will be going into the favor here of Retribution. At the same time, we do have a push coming in onto that Alpha flag, so very good rotations coming in once more for both of these teams. They're recognizing, hey, we're not going to be winning here on this flag. We're going to dead spawn, go for a back flag. That's exactly what happened. Antrix, get this straw. Get that straw. He doesn't. Misses completely on the straw. Gets taken out as well. That's not going to be good. But right now, Retribution on the back foot. We do have that Alpha flag getting grayed out. So where it was looking like they could potentially be getting a 3-cap of their own, not so much. They did clean it up. They were able to finish out the burn. But leaving one tank alone over on our Charlie, Factor's going to be able to clean up any kind of Jeeps coming around. But they're two-seating this helicopter. I don't know if I agree with two-seating this chopper right now. There you go. We're going to be seeing some drops on the B flag. But 41 to 53. It is definitely going to be close, and it's all coming down to attrition. It's coming down to who can kill who the fastest, and right now it is looking like it's just staying completely even. Nobody's really taking a lead in terms of attrition. Backgat is going to be up with his C4 Jeep. Does he spot him out? No, the tank doesn't even know that he's there. That's going to be an easy pickup onto that Charlie flag. And now we are going to be seeing one more C flag getting contested. So, yeah, we're just seeing flags going back and forth, back and forth. And this is why, Fatso, having that initial 3-cap is so important. Now, we are going to be seeing it even it up with just a little bit, but it's just for a few seconds. So 39 to 44, this is when spawns really start getting important.
Yeah, it's super tight at this point in time. Great work by both teams to kind of keep the other at bay. A lot of rotations happening. The C4 buggies have been good. The rotations have been good. The tank work has been incredible. And I'm really impressed. Both troops have almost known to relinquish defense of a flag and moved on to another flag, and that's what's kept the tickets at such a tight margin. Look, everyone kind of conglomerates now at this point around Bravo flag. Bravo flag is very hot, but wow, we see eLement just doing the deed, defending as best they can, and only 2 lone little NSD troopers in there. Procul on one of them. We'll maybe ask for spares on him, but not in time. So good defense there on Bravo flag, a lot of work done, and the chopper has gone respawned again. We see it does get taken down up on Charlie flag. This one is bleeding away. That last little bit of defense by eLement will be the difference, Brett. Look at it race around now.
That is going to be it right there. 7 tickets left to 41. Just in terms of attrition, we are going to be seeing the winner here of round number 1 of map number 2. Coming out on top is going to be eLement here, and they did a great job. Look at Joke right there, 39 and 9. Euphoria going 29 and 9. Those are your 2 tank players, and when your tank players are going that positive, that means that your team as a whole is doing really, really well. And we saw that actually happening throughout this match. Their team was definitely holding it up. Procul only 22 and 20, and of course Burner getting dropped there. So that means that their tanker actually was not in the game there for a while. And 3 tickets left, 2 tickets. 39 here is going to be the final score. That's going to be the ticket count for them to beat coming into round number 2. So it's really going to be a tough situation here for Retribution. But then again, you know, they were able to take down eLement on Siege of Shanghai. So there is a possibility for them to basically clutch this out as a 2-0 map victory.
Yeah, 39 tickets. Although they would have lost that game, it's only by 39 tickets, guys. 39 tickets is not a large margin at all, and I hope they don't have connection issues in the next round for NSD's case. It was a great half, though, from both teams. A lot of action happening, and that's rogue transmission for you, Brett. So much can happen at any given time. There's like I mentioned, multiple angles. There's a C4 buggies, which is something that almost every player on each team must be aware of all the time, because 2 tanks going down is a big disadvantage. We see the chopper. The chopper definitely did prove a pest, not only because of the rockets, but also because it's almost a mobile spawn spot. Get a spare in there, get a squad bomb, easy. And just great game by both teams there, and eLement just being a little bit stronger at the end of the day. 36 tickets though is not a lot. Well, 39 tickets, excuse me, is not a lot at all. So let's see what happens in round 2. It's going to be a cracker though.
Absolutely. We are going to be seeing them switching sides. This is going to be live. Everybody has been staying connected to the server, so we're not going to have to delay any more. 30 seconds left on the clock. And honestly, you know what? I want to stick on with, well, you know what? I'm just going to see how it's going to pan out at first, where the teams are actually going to be going on. We've seen a very standard push, 2 tanks to Charlie flag, have the Jeets going around to the backside of C, try and get around the tanks on C to get those early C4 kills. So it's really going to be interesting to see what these two teams come out with. Remember, 39 tickets will be the ticket lead that eLement has, and eLement has to win this map in order to continue within this series. So it's do or die time for eLement. Retribution can kind of falter a little bit here. Not that they want to.
Yeah, it's going to be a good map, and we see again off the start of it, NSD Retribution with 3 C4 buggies. I mean, that is an incredible amount. And interesting to see now is what's happened. NSD are pushing 2 tanks onto Charlie flag, and eLement pushing their flag or their armor onto Bravo flag.
Yes,
so that's something I didn't think I would see. We saw the complete opposite on the previous round. NSD pushed onto Charlie flag.
Oh, Wimmas get owned!
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was Joke right there with a nice shot, one shot there. As he just waited, he knew that C4 Jeep was going to be coming around back behind him. Moo Clear is going to be back up as well. Let's see if he's going to be able to get this tank. I don't know if they noticed that Moo is back here. Is going to be still fairly even. I mean, it's a 2-2 flag setup for both of these teams. And no, the tank doesn't realize it at the moment. Moo could potentially get it. No, he hears him. The tank knows that he's back here, and Moo has to scramble, try and find a different route, an alternate route, as he does finally get taken down, unfortunately. I think that it looked like it was actually canister shot. But I wasn't. No, canister isn't even in this game. What was I thinking? Going back to Battlefield 3. Oh my god. But Bagat is going to be back up here onto this Charlie flag. He spots out Burner right now with that C4. Not going to be connecting with it, as the infantry will be able to clean him up. B flag still going to be getting heavily contested. Euphoria spots out one sitting over here into the station. Actually, I think he's above him right now. Yeah, no, he's in the station. Sodi has been able to stay alive for quite some time, and finally gets taken down. So it's still going to be a 2-2 flag setup. Wimmis will be able to spot out one of those C4 Jeeps. He goes ahead and just drops out, tries to get him. Not going to be connecting with those shots. So yeah, this is going to be a very close game. Once again, 244-242 in favor by only 2 tickets, but still in favor here of eLement.
Yeah, and off that opening passage of play, we actually, I don't know, you were following Moo Clear. Moo Clear was the only C4 buggy that didn't work. Elsewhere on the, I didn't want to cut you off, Brett, you were running with a tremendous amount of steam. There were 3 successful C4 buggies on the rest of the map. So it's going to be the continuing trend on Rogue Transmission, guys. The C4 buggies, and whether the teams can recover from it or not without the armor is remaining to be seen. Still fairly stock standard stuff, as Brett mentioned. And remember, boys and girls, 39 tickets was the difference in the first round. So what that means is eLement need to take it by, NSD need to take it by 40 tickets plus, and they actually win the entire match. So a lot to play for both teams, as we see, like we mentioned, stock standard stuff. Alpha flag in a bit of contention, and it looks like the advantage might go to eLement. Or am I speaking too soon, Brett? I think I am.
Yeah, they were able to clean that up quite easily. Saudi is going to be up top. He does spot out a couple of tanks. He's going to be in the attack chopper right now. And what we've seen the attack chopper being used for is it can be used for drops. Not really a whole lot of 2-seaters being utilized, just because it takes so many infantry players away from the rest of the map that you really don't want to use them for that. But we could potentially be seeing some drops here onto that Alpha flag. Looks like we did have a slight play here onto Delta. Did that helicopter just go down? It did. We did click off of it just in time. But Pro Kill is now going to be sitting over here onto that C flag, playing a little bit of defense. We do have Euphoria and Joke both going to be making a play here for Charlie. And this could definitely spell disaster here. Mango is going to be up. He spots out the tank, says, you know what, screw that. And Pro Kill is going to be all alone. APS has been popped, and this is not a good position here if you're Pro Kill. He's going to be completely mopped up here. There's no way he's going to survive, and he does end up going down. That means that Charlie flag going to be going over into their favor very, very quickly. Look at that. Already grayed out and going in. And there's that C4 Jeep, a fail C4 Jeep. And he's going to be able to get the road kill. Nice play there from Joke. He basically was just like, huh? What? What? And he got a kill off of it. You can't beat that, man. Yeah. You can't beat that. The helicopter now going to be going over into the favor here of eLement, as that recap very early on. Basically looking like what we saw in round number 1 happening in round number 2. They get an early 3 cap, they're able to bleed about 30, maybe 40 tickets, and they hold that throughout the entire match. So we'll see if Retribution is going to be able to climb out of this.
Yeah, they're going to want to get that early advantage. It's a big morale swinger, and it kind of keeps your opponents on the back foot for the remainder of the game. And they see that it worked in the previous round, Brett, and I think that's why eLement are going for it. And big chopper engage. Oh my gosh, pro kill with a mid-air tank slug on Mango's chopper. That was absolutely incredible. And I think in the future, the next Battlefield, Brett, we need to work out a way to have the same screen for casters across the world. So if anyone from DICE or EA is watching and listening, please make that happen so that we both know what we're looking at. Because at the moment, I'm kind of hoping I'm catching the action Brett is showing to you guys. Charlie flag, Brett, is a hot spot at the moment.
Yeah,
Once
right
again,
now,
ProKill in a precarious position.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing it basically pinched out. We have 2 infantry up here on the south side of the map, and he doesn't even know how to get through a fence. But ProKill doesn't even stay alive that long. We got a back rage coming in for Joke, able to put down a lot of damage right there on the back end of the tank. And everybody knows that if you hit the back end of the tank, you're going to be doing extra damage, and that's exactly what happened. Joke will be able to finish out that Charlie burn. We still have Nuclear going to be back up in his C4G, but really, you know, the thing is that there hasn't been a whole lot of places here for Mu to really stretch his legs. He hasn't had the chance to get around those massive flanks, those massive back rages, and right now they are in a potential 4-cap situation. This is big. Right now 234 to 169. eLement is going to be able to push up onto this A flag. Joke is basically just saying, you know what, I don't even care if my tank dies. I'm going to be getting plenty of infantry to spawn in on me. I'm going to be able to burn down this flag. There's nothing that you can do about it. Saudi is going to be still up, as well as Quam, but they haven't been able to take down this tank just quite yet. Still going to be getting some reps going on. At the same time, we do have a fight going to be shaping up over here onto that Delta flag, but the whole time this is happening, every single kill that we see going into the favor here of eLement is going to be one more ticket that's not going to be up there as they spawn, as well as the bleed that's going to be against them. Now they are finally going to be able to get this Delta flag back, and there's going to be a C4 Jeep failed attempt, but the straw coming in on the backside is going to be able to get the disable onto that tank. And right now NSD is just getting completely overrun here. They don't know where to look at. They don't know where to reinforce. They don't know where to attack. It's coming from every direction, and there's nothing they can do to stop this. Oh, look at that straw! ProKill going to be able to get the straw off and take down the helicopter, so that was a nice play there. But, you know, all these little bitty victories, they're just not adding up to that final win. 227 to 119. This is a 100-ticket game now. This is the largest lead that we've seen on this map so far. And honestly, I don't know if NSD is going to be able to come back from this. It's one thing to come back from a 100-ticket deficit on Shanghai. It's a completely different thing to come back from a 100-ticket deficit on Rogue Transmission.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it's just kind of run away a little bit from them. And it's going to be difficult, like you mentioned, for them to claw back. I still, like I said, you never discount a team, you never write a team off until the last ticket has been bled. Anything can happen, but that little passage of play where the 3 flags were an advantage for damage control eLement are going to hurt NSD tremendously. I mean, it's now 115, 116 tickets away from them. And remember, they need to win by 40 tickets or more. So they've only got 66 tickets to let go of. Now does Retribution. Brett, that is not a lot to play with, especially considering how much domination has been displayed by eLement this round so far. NSD need to fight back. They need to start grabbing flags. They need a 4-cap. I'm going to go out and say it. They need a 4-cap. They need to get those tickets down by a lot and very quickly, because at the moment they don't have a single flag.
Well, they don't need a 4-cap per se, but they do need a 3-cap. And not only do they need a 3-cap, but they need to be able to pin the other team back into that last flag. They can't allow any back rages to come in. They can't allow any kind of a, you know, they can't allow anything to happen like that, and it's not happening. Look at this, Alpha flag's gonna get burned over. We're gonna be in another 4-cap. They're just struggling right now just to stay alive. Burner actually getting taken down by his own tank, and this is the problem right now. ProKill, I mean, he's getting pinned up so hard that he can't even work correctly with his engineer. I mean, they're so flustered right now. we're seeing them just getting completely manhandled on this rogue transmission map. Shaz is going to be back up over here onto that Delta flag, canceling out that burn. 220 to 73. It is now down to 30 tickets, and just look at those tickets going down. I mean, it's ridiculous, and there's no way that NSD is going to be able to take down 220 tickets, even if they got a 4 cap. There's no way they're going to be able to win.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. Maybe a bit of pull for Retribution to swallow, but Flood Zone. Remember, NSD did take the first map. Looks like this one so far is going to go in favor of eLement, and I say so far again because I don't want to jinx it. But we've got Flood Zone coming up, Brett. That'll be the decider. Remember, guys, this is best of 3. This is the second map of the possible 3 of the night. NSD took the first. This one is going in favor of eLement, it looks like it, in 16 tickets time, 26 tickets time, excuse me. And then we got a Flood Zone where we have the water, and a crazy map that too, Brett. Flood Zone is a weird one. It really does a number on me.
Well, and the thing that they have to be careful with on Flood Zone is it's a very infantry-centric map, and what we did see from NSD last time was that they didn't really thrive on that map too much. It seemed like they didn't know how to place their LAV. They backed their LAV up into corners a lot of times, and I know that my co-caster back then says that, well, it's a good spot, but to be honest with you, that LAV needs to be mobile. It needs to be able to move around, and when you restrict that style of play, well, it's just an easy target, and you're going to be seeing them getting overwhelmed. That's what happened last time. So 52 tickets, 50 tickets left here. Now going to be coming down to the last 10, and we should be cleaning it up right now, as that was almost a 200+ game at that particular moment. So that's, you know, it's not just that they lost this map. That's a pretty brutal beating. I mean, that right there is not only embarrassing, but that hurts. You know, it'll be really interesting to see how these teams shake that loss off. Basically say, you know what, guys, don't worry about it. Let's not think about it again. Let's just go into this next map fresh, clear our minds, and it's basically the first map of the series.
Yeah, that's the right mindset to have, especially after a dinging this big. But I don't think I'll take a hell of a lot away from it, Brett. I mean, they did climb back from, you know, the deepest, darkest depths of hell on Shanghai, and I'm pretty certain that they'd be able to do it again if Flood Zone presents the chance to them. But yeah, definitely now where GGs are being called, NSD will take a seat, sit down, talk, make sure they get their moves right, and the early bleed is what I think swung this around for eLement this time around. It's not a reflection of the night's battlefield. Shanghai, we saw much closer rounds. The previous round only went down to 40 tickets, guys, which is absolutely nothing. 39 tickets. So Flood Zone will be the decider of the night. This one will bleed away, and it looks like there'll still be a few contests being made, but not that many for NSD. They'll want a victory on Flood Zone to take the game. Remember, guys, NSD have not won a single game so far in Prem, and they want it. I think they deserve at least one victory. And I love eLement, but yeah, NSD, that comeback on Shanghai for me is just showing so much character, and I hope they can follow through with it on Flood Zone.
Well, we'll see what's going to be coming out of this. Honestly, I don't. It's all up to the teams. I mean, Retribution has the talent to do it. That particular time, they just made some really bad decisions, in my opinion. They weren't reinforcing the correct flags. We saw them trying to go for. I understand that you have to go for some G4, you know, C4 Jeeps, but they potentially were going for them too much, and at you know, a particular time when it's just like, oh, okay, this is not working. You know, when Mu was getting 5 and 6 and 7 tanks, you know, in a game, yes, keep it up. It's working. You know, it's helping you guys out quite a bit. They're obviously not paying attention to the rest of the map in order to stop those. But we saw a completely different setup here from eLement. eLement was watching. They were listening. They consistently were able to stop those C4 Jeeps, and they were positioning their tanks in areas that they could easily see them coming from afar. When that happens, you need to stop trying to go for C4s. You need to put that infantry on the ground. You need to make sure that he's capping flags, and that's what wasn't happening. We didn't see them capping flags, and as you stated a lot earlier, it's all about the caps. Kills help. They absolutely do. I mean, you can't go completely negative and win every single game. But, you know, you need to get those flags. It comes down to who wins the bleed, and that's that.
Yeah, and it's just, it's as exciting as a C4 buggy is. I agree completely with you. Nuclear, who was almost the deciding factor previously on the previous round, he got them off the starts. They were working all the way through, and it seems as though, and you know, unfortunately, his deaths do show it. 13 deaths to Nuclear this round. The C4 buggies were not working for him, and they kept trying, and it's a big gamble. A C4 buggy is a hell of a gamble because, you know, most of the time you will die, you will bleed a ticket. So if you aren't taking down a tank, it is essentially, you might as well click a suicide button. And I think that happened a bit, but that wasn't the only thing that I think let down NSD this round. It just far better execution off the bat from
No,
eLement
I'm not
in the
pinning it
beginning.
all. Yeah, I'm
In the
not pinning it all
beginning.
on Nuclear and not getting those C4 Jeeps. It's just, it's those types of actions right there that led to and just built up to the fact that they lost out on 3 caps. Their breakout was not the best coming into the second round. I mean, we saw that they got very early on 3 capped coming into this match. They weren't able to really have any kind of sort of control over their own gimme flag. They lost it consistently, and we saw eLement going for those back caps. eLement consistently went for back caps. One of the things that we did see from eLement, as opposed to C4 Jeeps, which we did see them, we saw more Jeeps just going back to A, just going back to D. That's all they were doing. They were just hitting those back flags consistently, and they were forcing back the team of Retribution to have to go back and deal with that. So, you know, it just all around, Retribution was outplayed. I mean, that's what it comes down to. This map, they were outplayed. It's going to come down to what we can see from Flood Zone. And it's going to be interesting. Flood Zone is going to be one of those maps where the way eLement is playing right now, I'm going to give them the advantage.
Yeah, they've got the upper foot, they've got the momentum at this point, Brett, so they'll definitely run with it. Momentum is a big deal, guys, and I know, you know, the naysayers might go, what are you talking about, momentum, momentum? It's a big deal. The morale is a big reflection of how you go into the starting of a game, and how important the executions have been off the beginning has been shown tonight. And there you have it for, you know, Rogue